I ease off the gas as the McLaren 720 seconds glides past the 3-meter wrought iron gates of Farmington Estate Country Club. October rain in Georgia doesn't fall, it just hangs in the air like a poisonous whisper. The headlights slice through the fog, catching the bronze sign that reads O'Connor Family Private Event. 6 years. 6 years since I last set foot in Milton, Georgia. 6 years since I breathed the same air as the people who once called me the family failure. The dashboard clock blinks 7:12 p.m. A text from Jonah lights up the center screen, white letters on black. AG's office just signed. Warrant is live as of 1800. It could happen tonight. I grip the carbon fiber steering wheel so hard my knuckles go white. Not fear. Something sharper. Colder. Justice maybe. Just wait. The 2 words I threw at them over Christmas dinner in 2019 as I walked out into the storm. Now they're about to find out exactly how long I've been waiting. The McLaren prowls into the private parking circle like a predator. I kill the engine. One last growl, then silence. Just the soft patter of rain on the roof and my heartbeat in my ears. 2019. I was 25, wearing a clearance rack gray wool dress my mom bought at Lenox Square, sitting at the very end of a 12-meter dining table in the main house. Irish walnut table, Irish linen runner, air thick as lead. Dad Patrick O'Connor at the head on his 5th bourbon, face red from liquor and from me. Coding isn't a career, Avery, it's a hobby for unemployed kids in hoodies. Mom Lauren resting a gentle hand on Maddie's shoulder as if shielding the family jewel. Why can't you be more like your sister Maddie? Just made Forbes 30 under 30. Did you know that Maddie Madison Siobhan O'Connor, 28, hair highlighted for $800 a session, sitting across from me with the perfect smile of someone about to win the final hand? Actually, I could help Avery. Helping Hands is looking for a volunteer assistant. Part-time, super casual. Volunteer assistant. Translation: unpaid. After I just turned down a $135K offer from an Austin cybersecurity startup because the family needs you in Georgia. Then Mom delivered the killing blow, soft as a scalpel. We're not disappointed in you, honey. We're just tired of pretending you'll ever amount to anything. The table went dead silent. Just the crackle of the fireplace and the blood draining from my face. I stood up. Took off the Irish gold family ring Mom had slipped on my finger at 18. O'Connor blood, never take it off, and placed it gently in the middle of the still bloody wagyu. Just wait, I said, voice steady, even though my heart was shattering. Then I walked out into the rare Atlanta snowstorm. No luggage. Just my MacBook Pro and $4 200 inches my checking account. Cut to now. 7:15 p.m. I open the door. Cold rain immediately slaps my face. The black Balenciaga hourglass dress hugs me like a declaration of war. The 42-carat diamond at my throat is ice against my skin, colder than the looks I'm about to face. Another text from Jonah. You sure you don't want me there? I can still pull up. I type back 3 words: I got this. I step out. Louboutin heels click across wet marble. Every step is a year I built Redwall security from zero. Every step is a sleepless night coding in a 400 square foot midtown studio. Every step is one more time I told myself I don't need their approval, I just need them to see. The massive walnut doors swing open. Crystal chandeliers pour golden light like liquid money. 180 of Georgia's most expensively dressed people are laughing, clinking glasses, snapping photos beside an 8-tier birthday cake. And then everything stops. Champagne flutes freeze midair. Phones stop filming. Smiles calcify on faces that once called me the troubled daughter. I stand there, rain-soaked, one wet strand stuck to my cheek, but no one dares hold eye contact for more than 3 seconds. Because they just realized the girl they threw away 6 years ago is back. And this time I'm not here to apologize. I'm here for them to witness. O'Connor Estate, Milton, Georgia, Christmas Eve, 2019. Snow rare enough that all of Atlanta made CNN for a weather miracle. Inside the house was suffocatingly warm, roaring walnut fireplace, the smell of wagyu with garlic butter, Dad's expensive Woodford Reserve bourbon, and the faint trace of Maddie's Creed of Ventus in her hair. Me, Avery Lauren O'Connor, 25, in a clearance gray wool dress from Nordstrom rack, shrinking at the end of the 12-meter table. Across from me sat Maddie, 28, hair Pantene commercial, perfect red Valentino dress hugging every curve, neck dripping with the new South Sea pearl necklace Mom bragged about on FaceTime, $40,000 I'd overheard. Dad Patrick Seamus O'Connor, head of the table, Hermes tie, loosened 6th bourbon in hand. Mom Lauren to his right, lips Dior 999 red, smiling that fake society smile I knew too well. The rest aunts, uncles, cousins, 15 people total, all staring at Maddie like she hung the moon. On the 85-inch TV, Maddie's fresh Forbes 30 Under 30 interview. Madison O'Connor, the youngest philanthropist in Georgia, changing thousands of children's lives. Maddie fake humble, oh it's just small things. Dad raised his glass, to our golden girl, thunderous applause. I stared at my cold plate. Then Dad turned to me, eyes bloodshot from booze and contempt. So what about you, Avery? Still sitting around coding useless garbage? I swallowed the lump in my throat. I just turned down a $135K lead security engineer offer in Austin. Mom gave a tinkling laugh, pearls clinking against her champagne flute. $135K. Did you hear? Maddie just raised $1.2 million for orphan children. That's impact, honey. Maddie placed a gentle hand on Mom's arm. The perfect daughter. Actually, we're hiring at Helping Hands. Avery could be like a volunteer communications assistant. Part-time, super low pressure. Volunteer. Meaning unpaid. Meaning, follow Maddie around, wiping floors, carrying water, taking photos for her Instagram. I'd seen this script 100 times. Dad slammed his glass down, crystal ringing. Listen to your sister. At least do something useful instead of sitting at home typing like a damn video game addict. I tried one last time. Voice small, but steady. I just finished a 2-week pen test for a bank in Charlotte. They paid me $75K. Remote. Mom sighed that pity sigh. $75K. For 2 weeks. So what about next month? You gonna live hand to mouth forever? We're O'Connors. We don't freelance. Silence thick enough to hear Dad's Swiss watch ticking. Then Mom looked at me, eyes sparkling, not from emotion but from chandelier light on her $40K pearls. And she said it. The sentence I still hear every night for the past 6 years. We're not disappointed in you, Avery. She paused, sipped her champagne, then dropped each word like a blade on marble. We're just tired of pretending you'll ever amount to anything. Dead. Silence. Silence, so complete I heard the fireplace laugh at me. Maddie covered her mouth, fake concerned, but the corners of her lips curled. I knew that smile. Victory smile. The blood drained from my face. I stood. Chair scraped loud and long across hardwood. Every eye on me, some pitying, most contemptuous, a few silently begging, don't make a scene. I removed the family ring, heirloom Irish white gold with Celtic knots, slipped on my finger at 18 with the words O'Connor blood, never remove it. I placed it gently in the middle of the bloody wagyu. Just wait. 2 words. No yelling. No tears. No explanations. I turned and walked out of the dining room. No one stopped me. No one called after me. Just Mom whispering to Maddie. Let her go. She'll come crawling back. I walked the endless hallway, past ancestor portraits, past the 4-meter Swarovski Christmas tree. I opened the front door. Wind and snow hit my face like 1,000 tiny knives. No coat. No suitcase. Just my MacBook in a backpack and $4.187 savings. I stepped into the blizzard. The door slammed behind me. I never looked back. That night I drove my beat-up Honda Civic out of Georgia, crossed the Welcome to Alabama sign at 3 a.m. and swore to myself one day they will swallow every word they just said. Not with tears. With truth, and with their own hands. 6 years later tonight I'm back. No longer the 5-year-old in a clearance dress. Avery Lauren O'Connor, founder and CEO of Redwall Security, $220 million valuation. Forbes 40. Under 40, and the only person in this room who knows her sister's arrest warrant went live at 6:00 p.m. Sharp. The McLaren gives one final growl before I shut it off. I breathe in the Georgia rain. The just wait from 6 years ago is now reality. I open the door. Louboutin hit wet marble. Their turn to wait. The 2nd of October 2025, 96 hours until all of Georgia knows the truth. I'm standing at the kitchen island of my 86th floor penthouse, 1 Atlantic Center, Midtown Atlanta. Afternoon sun paints the city blood red through 4-centimeter bulletproof glass. Down below, I-85 is gridlocked as always, but up here there's only the soft hum of wind and the hiss of my $60,000 La Marzocco making oat milk foam. My phone vibrates once on the Calicut marble. Unknown number, 404 area code. I almost swipe it away until I see the iMessage preview. Riley O'Connor cousin Aves, save me. Maddie's bragging everywhere she's gonna expose the real Avery at Grandma Eileen's 80th Saturday. She hired a PI back in June. Everyone's talking, I'm freaking out ettttt. I read it without blinking. Then I laugh. The laugh comes out dry sharp like slow breaking glass. Riley's the only one in the family who still texts me. Started in 2020 when she was 16, and I just hit the TechCrunch cover. 5-year-old Georgia dropout builds $40M cybersecurity firm. She wrote, "You're my superhero." Since then she sends Shiba Inu memes and live family drama updates like a tiny spy. I open the full thread. She sent a 42-second shaking voice note. Sis, yesterday, the family had a prep meeting at Farmington for the party. Maddie stood in the living room holding champagne, bragging, she's about to show everyone the real face of the ungrateful child. She said she hired the best PI firm in Atlanta back in June to dig up Avery's entire past. Mom and Dad were nodding. Aunt Lauren said about time. I was hiding behind the door crying. Can you please come? I don't want them to blindside you. I hit call. Riley picks up on the first ring. Ave's voice cracking. Riley, breathe. It's me. Are you really coming? Maddie said you wouldn't dare show your face. I'm coming, I say slowly, and I'm wearing black. 2-second silence, then Riley bursts into tears. They've all lost their minds. I hang up, open my texts, screenshot Riley's messages, forward straight to Jonah Reyes, my COO, my brother, in every way that matters, the only person alive who knows every scar this family left on me. Avery attached screenshots. Big sister just declared war. Popcorn ready. Typing bubble lasts almost a minute. Jonah never types fast unless it's huge. Jonah Blackthorn Group. Exactly the firm I thought. Maddie signed with Logan Whitaker, ex-FBI financial crimes legend. 6-month contract, $180K prepaid. I had coffee with Logan this morning. He was not happy. I raise an eyebrow. Avery, not happy. How? Jonah, I just discovered my client committed 7 federal felonies while trying to dig up dirt on someone else. Kind of not happy. Logan is filing with the Georgia AG. He couldn't give details, but he said, tell your boss to wear something dramatic. It's going to be a hell of a party. I stand frozen in my 120 square meter kitchen, hand on cold stone. Maddie paid $180,000 to have my life excavated. The excavator accidentally dug up her own grave. I open the wine fridge, pull out the bottle of Dom Perignon vintage 2012 I was saving for the NASDAQ, listing still pending. Cork pops loud enough to echo through the entire penthouse. White foam spills like blood. I fill a flute, raise it to the bleeding red Atlanta skyline. Cheers to karma, big sis, I say to the empty room, and cheers to cousin Riley, the only one left with a conscience. I take a sip. Cold, crisp fire down my throat, burning away the last scraps of fear from 2019. Maddie thinks she's holding the ace. She doesn't know she handed it to me months ago. I set the glass down, open my laptop. Email from Jonah, 46-page PDF titled Preliminary Findings, subject Madison S. O'Connor. I skim. $680, 0 inches irregular transfers from Helping Hands Georgia to personal accounts in the Cayman Islands. $48,000, siphoned from the O'Connor Family Trust using a forged Eileen O'Connor signature. Hermes Birkins Maldives donor retreat secret Buckhead condo under a shell LLC. I close the laptop and smile, this time a real one. 96 hours to go. 96 hours until Georgia high society watches the daughter they threw out come back in a black dress and watch her sister handcuffed in front of 180 guests. I text Riley one line. Avery, sit near Grandma Saturday. I want at least one family member clapping when justice is served. Riley replies with a string of crying laughing emojis, and Riley, you're a legend. Wear the prettiest dress, I'm live streaming for the entire Georgia Tech dorm. I shut the phone, step onto the balcony. October wind whips my hair. Atlanta glows below like a chessboard I just flipped upside down. Maddie, you waited a long time for this day. Just wait. Now it's your turn. The 3rd of October 2025, 72 hours. Next morning, 7:34. I step out of the private elevator on 86 and Jonah is already waiting, black Redwall hoodie, 2 Pete's Coffee's crocodile leather iPad. Face so serious, I know it's big. Conference room, he says instead of hello. My conference room is the entire 85th floor to ceiling glass, no blinds, straight view of autumn red Piedmont Park. Jonah tosses the iPad on the table, unlocks with Face ID, slides it to me. 38-page contract between Madison S. O'Connor and Blackthorn Group LLC, most expensive PI firm in the Southeast, Buckhead HQ satellite office in D.C. Contract value $225,000, $180K prepaid. Signed by Logan Whitaker, former FBI special agent, 22 years, financial crimes, broke the $400M Miami Ponzi. Now, private $850 divided by hour. Jonah taps the table. Logan called me at 5 a.m. Said, "Tell Avery I'm sorry, but I have to do my legal duty." I asked what duty. He sent this. He swipes. 46-page preliminary report stamped confidential, attorney work product in red. I scroll fast, pulse slowing with every line. $680, 400 inches, small transfers from Helping Hands, Georgia to 7 offshore accounts, Cayman and BVI, all ultimately owned by MSO. $48,000 withdrawn from the O'Connor Trust, Grandma Eileen's nursing home fund, signature Photoshop, tremor, perfectly forged. Hermes Cartier, $1. 2M penthouse at the Charles Buckhead under Maddie O'Connor Charitable LLC, sole employee Madison Siobhan O'Connor. 11 private jet trips to Maldives Street. Bart's Aspen logged as donor appreciation retreat, 0 donors on board. Total damage at least $728, 400 over 4 years. Jonah sits across from me, voice low like he's reading an obituary. Logan filed mandatory disclosure with the Georgia AG at 1158 last night. He has no choice when he discovers felonies, that's federal law. Wire fraud, charity fraud, tax evasion, money laundering, 7 to 10 years easy. I stare out the window. A news chopper flies past, red light blinking. I ask, calm as glass, warrant yet? Not yet. But 48-72 hours. AG wants airtight evidence first. And they want it. Spectacular. I smirk. Meaning they're considering public arrest at the event. 180 high society witnesses, local news live stream. To send a message. I laugh loud, echoing across the 85th floor. Maddie paid $225K to dig up dirt on me. The digger hit her own felony jackpot instead. Jonah shakes his head, still half in shock. Logan said he's never seen irony this pure. Client hires him to prove little sister lied about success. He finds an entire charity fraud empire instead. He apologized to me 3 times. I sip the coffee Jonah brought. Bitter. Perfect. Do we know what Maddie planned to expose? As Jonah snorts, opens the final file PowerPoint Maddie emailed Mom. Logan pulled it from the charity server. Title slide, The Truth About Avery O'Connor, A Decade of Lies. Content: photos of 8-year-old me in a ripped Georgia Tech hoodie, old passport me, waitressing at Waffle House freshman year, captions like, "From waitress to self-made CEO, the real story." I almost gag at how pathetic it is. Maddie was going to shame me for paying my own tuition. Jonah closes the iPad. She's about to shoot herself in the head with the gun she bought. And we just get to watch. I walk to the biggest window. Atlanta spreads tiny and glittering below. Jonah call Balenciaga final fitting. Saturday, I want head to toe black. Funeral black or power black, both. I turn, lock eyes with him. And put 3 bottles of Dom Perignon in Farmington's private bar. Saturday night, I want champagne ready, when I toast next to my sister in handcuffs. Jonah nods, finally grinning. Copy that, boss. 72 hours. Maddie is still picking her dress, practicing her speech, choosing which shoes will stand tallest while she humiliates me in front of Georgia. She doesn't know FBI and GBI are printing her mugshot for the warrant right now. I sip my coffee and whisper to the city below. Just wait, big sis. You waited so long. The 5th of October 2025, 28 hours. 1147 p.m. Friday. I just finished an 8-hour board meeting prepping our $150M Series D when my phone rings. Screen says mom name I never changed since 2019 because lazy, not sentimental. I put it on speaker, set it on the glass table. Jonah across from me raises an eyebrow, want me to leave. I shake my head. Avery, honey, mom's voice syrupy, the kind of sweet that hides poison. Mom. Are you okay? I heard you've been busy. Very. What's up? Mom sighs like she's on Broadway. Saturday is Grandma Eileen's 80th. Whole state will be there. Your father and we think you shouldn't come. 3-second silence. Meaning Maddie says you've been spreading nasty rumors about helping hands. That you're jealous and making up financial problems. You know how weak Grandma's heart is. If you show up and cause drama, she'll be devastated. I actually laugh out loud. Jonah nearly spits his water. You believe Maddie. She's your sister Avery. She's worried about you, she just wants to protect the family reputation. Family reputation, I repeat flat. Built on money stolen from poor kids, right? Mom goes quiet. Then the syrup returns edged with threat. Don't be ridiculous. Maddie showed us proof of how fake your whole life is. Saturday she's going to lay it all out. I just don't want you. Embarrassed honey. I glance at Jonah. He gives me a thumbs up, let them dig deeper. So you're choosing Maddie. Family protects family Avery. You walked out 6 years ago now, you want to come back and burn the house down. That's not okay. Call ends. Before I can say more, a 3-minute 12-second voice note from Dad pops in. I hit play, speaker on. Dad's voice hoarse from bourbon and rage. Avery, I told you once, don't make a spectacle. I know you've been jealous of your sister since you were little. Your mother and I gave you every chance, paid for college, bought you cars, and you still chose to be the ungrateful one. Maddie's charity helps thousands of children. What have you done? Sit in a dark room making dirty money and think you're better than us. Final warning, stay away from Farmington tomorrow. Don't upset your grandmother, don't humiliate me. Be a good girl and stay put, I'll keep sending your allowance like always. Otherwise you deal with the consequences. Message ends with the familiar sound of Dad slamming a glass down. Jonah loses it, slapping the table, laughing. Allowance. He still thinks you live off his $2K a month. I open my banking app, screenshot Redwall's corporate cash balance $68 million, send it to Jonah. Still living in 2019. I type one text to Mom. Avery, I'll be there tomorrow. In Balenciaga. Send. No period, no emoji, no explanation. Mom sees it, typing bubble appears for 3 full minutes, then vanishes. No reply. Jonah stands, claps my shoulder. Need me there tomorrow? No. This time I walk into the wolf den alone. Then at least let me stock extra champagne at Farmington's private bar. When you need to toast, it'll be ice cold. 3 bottles of Dom Perignon Rosé, 2008. I want the blood pink one. I step onto the balcony. Atlanta night glitters like a chessboard. I've completely flipped. 6 years ago, they threw me out in a snowstorm for not being good enough. Tomorrow I walk back in under flashbulbs and news cameras, wearing a $28,000 black dress, watching them lose everything. Mom still thinks I'll beg. Dad still thinks I need his pocket money. Maddie is picking stilettos to stand on while she exposes me. None of them know that in 28 hours, all 3 will be on their knees, apologizing not to me but to federal law. I breathe in the coming Georgia rain. And whisper into the night, tomorrow I won't be the problem anymore. I'll be the consequence. I close the glass door, turn off the penthouse lights. 28 hours. I go to bed early. Tomorrow I need to be wide awake to watch my sister get handcuffed in front of the entire state. Afternoon, the 5th of October 2025, 24 hours. Phone buzzes at 4:03 p.m. Screen shows a name I haven't seen call in 6 years, Grandma Eileen. I answer instantly, heart slowing 1 beat. Darling, I'm alone in the library at Farmington. Can you spare 5 minutes for an old woman? Grandma Eileen's voice still cuts like a razor, no tremor at 80. I picture her in the green leather Irish armchair, sherry in hand, ice blue eyes staring out at the dying rose garden. Always Grandma. Good. Now listen. No small talk. Last July I saw Maddie post a Rose Sakura Birkin $68,000 caption, grateful for generous donors. I asked which donor. She said anonymous. I didn't buy it. Anonymous donors don't buy bubblegum pink handbags for charity CEOs. I stay quiet. So I called the family lawyer Mr. Sullivan, told him to hire an independent forensic audit team out of Charleston, no Atlanta ties. They worked quietly for 14 months. Want to guess what they found? I smile, though she can't see. $680K in donations and $48K from your trust, right? Grandma Eileen chuckles dry, delighted. Wicked. Exactly. Maddie even photoshopped my signature to steal money for my future luxury nursing home while I'm still healthy as a horse and not moving anywhere. I have every invoice transfer email, even a Zalo chat where she bragged to friends about buying a secret Buckhead condo with charity money. I open my mouth, she keeps going. Last week, Mr. Logan Whitaker, the PI Maddie hired to destroy you, contacted me. Very polite. Said he'd uncovered serious irregularities in my client's finances. I invited him for tea. Handed him my entire audit binder. He went white, thanked me, and said he'd fulfill his duty as a citizen immediately. She pauses, sips. Sherry, I hear the crystal touch her porcelain teeth. Do you understand what I just did, Avery? I answer instantly. You fast-tracked Maddie's arrest. And you picked the exact place and time. Correct, she says, voice soft as a Christmas ghost story but cold as steel. I want to watch the family's golden grandchild fall off her pedestal in front of 180 of Georgia's richest people. I want to hear champagne glasses shatter when the FBI reads the charges. I want Patrick and Lauren to stand there watching their precious daughter in cuffs and know it was their own mother who signed the warrant. My spine goes ice cold, not fear. Aw. Grandma. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because I wanted you to walk into that ballroom knowing nothing. I wanted your shock to be real when justice lands. That's the prettiest look. She laughs again, 20-year-old mischief in an 80-year-old body. Saturday, wear black. I'm wearing the black Chanel from 1968, the day your grandfather got arrested for tax evasion the first time. Black is for funerals and victories. Sit next to me. I want someone to clink glasses with when Maddie is dragged out. My throat tightens. I'll be right beside you. And I'm bringing the 3 rosé bottles. Grandma Eileen laughs loud enough to echo through the old library. Good girl. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Patrick and Lauren chose the wrong child to worship a long time ago. She lowers her voice to almost a whisper. Darling, I've been proud of you since the night you walked out into the snow. I just waited for the right evening to say it in front of everyone who ever called you worthless. Saturday, I will. Loud and clear. Call ends. I stand frozen in my living room, phone still hot in my hand. Eileen O'Connor, the woman Georgia calls a living saint, is the most ruthless chess player in the family. She set the trap 14 months ago, waited patiently for Maddie to step in, then kicked the whole board over. I look out the window. Atlanta's sunset bleeds red like an omen. 24 hours. Tomorrow I wear black. Tomorrow, I sit next to the most terrifying woman in the O'Connor bloodline. Tomorrow, we raise our glasses together and watch the perfect granddaughter get marched out in cuffs. I whisper to myself, welcome home, Avery. This time home is where justice gets served. Farmington Estate Country Club, Milton, Georgia. The 4-meter walnut doors swing open. I step across the threshold at exactly 7:46 p.m. When every guest is seated, champagne on its second pour, and Maddie is center stage about to light the fuse. 180 pairs of eyes swivel at once. The room loses oxygen for half a second. I'm in head-to-toe black Balenciaga hourglass fabric, so heavy the train hisses across Carrara marble like spilled oil. Deep 5 neckline just low enough to show the yellow fancy 42-carat diamond that once belonged to an Arab princess. I bought it in Geneva last spring. So Kate Louboutins 12 centimeters click like a gavel with every step. Rain still falls outside, so one strand of hair is plastered to my left cheek. I don't fix it. Water makes diamonds sparkle harder. The entire ballroom goes dead. Champagne stops mid-clink. Laughter dies. The string quartet playing Moon River gets stuck between notes. Maddie stands on a 60 centimeters platform, white sequin gown sparkling like a Disney princess, holding a Swarovski microphone, mouth open to start her takedown. She sees me. Mic almost slips from her hand. Face drains of color like she's been slapped with ice. I pause dead center of the main aisle, 10 meters from the stage, left hand in the pocket of my cropped crocodile jacket, right hand holding a flute of Dom Perignon Rosé 2008 already poured from the private bar Jonah delivered on time. I take a tiny sip. Pink bubbles coat my lips. I lick them slowly, then smile, the smile I practiced in the mirror all week, not gloating, not cruel, just, I know everything. Maddie stammas, mic screeching feedback. Everyone. This is my little sister, Avery. She tries to recover, voice trembling. I was just about to share some truths about today's homecoming. I say nothing. I just stand there and let them look. Let them see the storm gray McLaren 720 seconds parked right in front of the glass entrance. Let them read the VIP card on my wrist. Avery L. O'Connor, founder and CEO Redwall Security, Forbes 40 under 40. Grandma Eileen sits front center table in her 1968 black Chanel Sherry in hand, eyes blazing. She gives me the tiniest wink. Mom Lauren stands left of stage clutching her chest, $40K pearls shaking. Mouth open, no sound. Dad Patrick is purple bourbon sloshing, glaring like he wants to charge but can't. I still don't speak. I just walk slowly past cousin tables, past Dad's old real estate partners, past the society biddies who used to call me the disappointment at tea. Every step equals 1 year I was gone. Every step equals another $100 million in company value. When I'm 5 meters from the stage, Maddie finally finds her voice high, shrill. Everyone give a hand for the sister who abandoned us for 6 years without a single call. Now back to flaunt her money. A few pity claps. They die instantly when they see I'm not clapping, just staring straight into Maddie's eyes. I raise my glass to her, gentle, polite. Maddie's mic hand is shaking. That's when Jonah quietly slips in through the side door, black suit, earpiece, iPad. He takes position against the wall and gives me one tiny nod. Everything is ready. I smirk, finally speak. My voice carries through the hall without a mic, ceiling system auto amplifies. Maddie, please go on. I'm all ears. Ballroom dead silent again. Maddie grips the mic, lips trembling, eyes wild. She has no idea that right now outside 4 black SUVs from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation are parked dark along the curb. I take another sip of pink champagne. Sweet, cold and perfect. Tonight is going to be long. And gorgeous. 7:51, p.m., Farmington Estate, Country Club. Maddie draws a shaky breath, forces her Instagram smile. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight isn't just Grandma Eileen's 80th, it's also a reminder of our core family values: gratitude, loyalty, and blood. She shoots me a venomous glance. I stand casually against a marble column, ankles crossed, left hand still in pocket, right holding the rosé flute. Unmoving. Unblinking. Some people, Maddie continues, voice rising, achieve success and forget who raised them, who gave them a roof, who sacrificed so they could have today. Success without gratitude is just greed in disguise. The old biddies on the right nod. Dad smirks proudly. Mom fake dabs her eyes. Maddie feeds off it, steps to the edge of the stage, white sequins flashing. There are those who walk away for 6 years, no calls, no Christmas cards, nothing for an elderly grandmother with a weak heart. Then suddenly return in expensive clothes and a supercar to prove what that money buys: everything, even respect. She pauses for applause. A few awkward claps from the parental table. Then nothing. I take another slow sip, letting pink foam coat my lips. Say nothing. My silence rattles her. She starts talking faster, voice climbing. Family isn't something you flaunt on Forbes. Family is where you come back when you fail, not where you only show up when you're rich to intimidate everyone. She jabs a trembling finger at me. Look at her. 6 years, not one text, now back in clothes that cost tens of thousands. To do what? Prove she's better than her own sister. To hurt Grandma. To ruin this party. Grandma Eileen sits center, Sherry, steady, lips curved in a perfect razor line. She doesn't speak. Just watches Maddie like a puppet, cutting its own strings. Maddie is in too deep now, voice shrill. There are people who think money hides in gratitude. People who think a diamond the size of an egg buys forgiveness. But no, we O'Connors do not sell loyalty. She spins to Mom and Dad for backup. Dad keeps nodding, drunk on misplaced pride. Mom is openly crying now, mascara rivers clutching her chest like a heart attack. Maddie goes for the kill. Tonight, in front of all of you, I say it plainly: success without family is emptiness. I would rather run a tiny charity and stay loyal to blood than be a millionaire CEO who turns her back on her own. She stopped, panting, waiting for thunderous applause. Silence. Silence so thick you can hear my diamond brush the glass as I raise the flute for another sip. Maddie starts to panic for real. Eyes darting, searching for allies. The nodding has stopped. The society ladies are whispering. A bank CEO at table left frowns at Dad like, Patrick, what the hell is going on? Maddie stammers, trying to salvage. I mean. We should be grateful for our roots. Grateful for sacrifice, and not. She looks at me. Begging for any reaction, a defense, a glare, a tear. I give her nothing. I just stand there sipping champagne, watching her empty every bullet into her own foot. 8:07 p.m. The wall clock chimes once, long and low. Maddie still clutches the mic, sweat beading through Chanel powder. She has no idea that outside 6 federal agents are doing their final warrant check before entering. She has no idea that in less than 5 minutes her entire family values speech will be the most viral clip in Georgia 2025 with the caption, "When the Golden Sister preached gratitude right before the FBI cuffed her for stealing $728K from charity." I raise my glass to Maddie one last time, slow, polite. She follows the gesture, face ash white. I whisper loud enough for the front tables to hear. "Keep going, sis. I'm listening so carefully." Farmington Estate Country Club, the moment Georgia will never forget. Grandma Eileen is helped to her feet. The 8-tier cake, almost 2 meters tall, is wheeled in on a silver cart, 80 real candles blazing. Firelight bounces off diamonds, pearls, and shocked faces blood red. Grandma takes the long silver cake knife, Celtic knots on the handle. She smiles sweetly, voice booming through the sound system. "Before I cut, I want to thank all of you for being here. Especially my granddaughter Avery, the only one who came home without me having to ask twice." She glances at me, eyes twinkling. Maddie on stage, pale as death, forces a smile for the impending happy birthday sing-along. Candles just blown out, applause still ringing when the main doors burst open. No knock. No announcement. 3 men in black suits, black ties, gold FBI badges on left chests. Behind them 2 GBI agents in dark green windbreakers, gold GBI letters huge. All wearing black gloves, shoes polished like mirrors, moving in perfect sync like a death squad. The ballroom dies for the 3rd and final time tonight, this time for real. Lead agent Special Agent Daniel Morales, nameplate, gleaming voice, deep calm carrying to every corner without a mic, Madison Siobhan O'Connor. Maddie jolts like she's been shot, mic crashing to the floor with an ear-splitting thud. She spins, eyes wide in pure horror. "You are under arrest for wire fraud, charity fraud, tax evasion, and money laundering. You have the right to remain silent." The rest of the Miranda rights are drowned out by Mom's blood-curdling scream. Mom collapses backward into her chair, $40K pearls, snapping beads scattering across marble like fake tears. Dad charges forward roaring, "You've got the wrong person. My daughter runs a charity, she saves children." A GBI agent raises one hand, gentle but immovable steel. "Sir, step back." Maddie is shaking so hard her white sequins look like cheap tinsel now. She backs up, trips on the stage step, almost falls. 2 female agents move in, one grabs her shoulder, one pulls out the cuffs. Cold metal clicks loud in the dead silence. Click. Click. Bright steel locks around Maddie's wrists. She starts sobbing, mascara running in thick black rivers. "Mom. Dad. Help. This is a mistake. Avery did this. It was her." Agent Morales, ice cold. "Save it for court, ma'am." They march her out. The crowd parts like the Red Sea. First past Mom and Dad's table. Mom is wailing into her hands, Dad frozen, bourbon glass shattered on the floor, amber pooling like blood. Maddie dragged past, crying, "Mom. Dad, say something." Neither can speak. Next past Grandma Eileen's table. Grandma sits regal, rosé flute steady, watching her granddaughter like a queen, watching a traitor dragged to the block. As Maddie is pulled past, Grandma raises her glass, whispers loud enough for the front row, "Happy birthday to me, darling." Maddie sobs harder. Finally past me. I'm still leaning against the same column, rosé more than half full, ankles crossed, eyes dry. The agents walk Maddie within 3 feet of me. She looks up, hair a mess, face destroyed, and locks eyes. "Avery. You did this. Didn't you?" I don't smile. I just look straight into her eyes, slowly raise my flute, take a small sip. Then I say, calm enough for only her and the agents to hear, "No. You did." Maddie is yanked forward. One last wail before the doors close. "I didn't do anything." Doors slam. The ballroom is mausoleum quiet, except for Mom's distant sobbing and pearls rolling under heels. Grandma Eileen stands, takes the cake knife, voice bright as if nothing happened. "Come now, everyone, cake gets dry. The birthday must go on." She cuts the first slice, places it on a plate, hands it to me. I take it, bite a small piece. Cold cream, perfect sweetness. Just as it turns out, tastes even better than I imagined. Farmington Estate Country Club. Immediately after Maddie is taken away. The last agent disappears behind the walnut doors. Mom is still sobbing somewhere in the corner, but no one cares anymore. Grandma Eileen stands, no help needed. Back ramrods straight, 1968 Chanel still perfect. She picks up Maddie's dropped mic, taps it twice, feedback clear. "Sorry for the unpleasant scene, darlings. But an old woman is allowed one dramatic birthday." Yes, nervous laughter, a few forced claps. She raises a hand for silence. I'll be brief so we can all eat cake. She looks straight at Patrick and Lauren, both pale as corpses. July last year, I saw Maddie post a $68,000 rose Sakura Birkin caption, grateful for generous donors. I asked which donor, she said anonymous. I called bullshit. So I hired an independent forensic audit team out of Charleston, no Atlanta connections. 14 months of quiet work. She gestures to a thick red binder, a butler just placed on her table, FBI and GBI seals embossed. Results $680, 400 inches donations meant for poor children diverted to Cayman and BVI accounts, ultimately owned by Madison Siobhan O'Connor. $48,000 stolen from my personal trust money, I set aside for a nice nursing home using a forged signature of mine. 11 private jet trips to Maldives Street, Bart's Aspen logged as donor retreats, 0 donors on board. $1.2 million penthouse in Buckhead under a shell company with exactly 1 employee, Madison Siobhan O'Connor. With every number a collective gasp ripples. People gape. Someone whispers, I donated $50K to that damn charity. Grandma continues like she's reading a brunch menu. 7 Hermes Birkins, $312,000 total. 14 Cartier Love bracelets. February Maldives trip this year, $89,000 logged, labeled team building. Money that was supposed to buy laptops for kids in Appalachia. She pauses, stares at Dad. Patrick, Lauren, you chose the wrong daughter to worship. A long time ago. Mom collapses into full hysterics. Dad grips his fists so tight the knuckles crack but says nothing. Grandma sets the binder down, turns to me. Every eye follows. And to my granddaughter Avery. You could hear a pearl drop. 6 years ago, you left this family with a laptop and a broken heart. Tonight you returned as the founder of a $220 million company that secures half the voting systems in the Southeast. You did it without one dime from the family trust. You did it without one phone call begging for help. You did it while the rest of us were busy worshiping a lie. She raises her sherry like a church bell. I was always proud of you. I just waited for the right night to say it out loud in front of everyone who ever called you a failure. She locks eyes with me, smiles, the first real smile I've seen from her in 31 years. I am proud of you, Avery Lauren O'Connor. And tonight, in front of God and the entire state of Georgia, you are the best thing this family ever produced. Thunderous applause explodes. At first a few, then the entire room, standing ovation, whistles, someone yelling, hell yeah. Grandma sets the mic down, walks over and hugs me, the first hug in 15 years. I hug her back, whisper into her ear, thank you, Grandma. For everything. She pats my back. Now eat your cake, child. I'm starving. 8:04 p.m. Grandma cuts the second slice and hands it to me. I take a bite, vanilla cream and strawberry jam melting on my tongue. Sweet. So sweet. For the first time in my life I truly feel like I'm home. Épilogue. 20 months later. Total victory. June 2027, Atlanta, Georgia. This morning I stood in front of the new sign on the former Helping Hands Georgia headquarters, now Redwall Youth Cyber Academy, a non-profit by Avery L. O'Connor. I bought the entire 5-story building in Chamblee for exactly $1, the bankruptcy court price after Maddie's charity was officially dissolved. The new bronze sign gleams, letters deep etched with the line underneath. Teaching the next generation to protect the world they will inherit for free. Opening day, 47 kids from Atlanta Project's Dalton Savannah bust in wearing red Redwall t-shirts, eyes huge when handed brand new MacBook Airs. I stood among them in the same red tee and said one sentence. Today, none of you need anyone's permission to learn code. Atlanta press went crazy. Next day's headline. From fraud to future, Avery O'Connor turns sister's scandal into hope for Georgia kids. Maddie is currently at FPC Alderson, West Virginia, serving 42 months on 11 federal counts. I received a 4-page jailhouse letter last month, shaky handwriting, you won. Happy now? I never replied. The letter is still unopened in a drawer. My parents sold all 7 O'Connor Prime steakhouses, the 22-acre Milton Estate, Dad's vintage car collection, to pay $1.9 million in restitution and back taxes. They now live in a 3-bedroom townhouse in Roswell. Dad drives a 2021 Camry. Mom stays home. They are no longer on the Georgia 500 richest families list. I just landed the cover of Forbes 40 Under 40 last month, shot on the 86th floor, penthouse, laptop in hand, Atlanta skyline behind me. Headline from family scapegoat to cybersecurity queen. The $280M empire, built on revenge and resilience. Atlanta magazine gave me this month's cover 2 black and white photo of me in the Balenciaga from that night. Caption: the night Georgia society changed forever. Tonight 9:47 p.m. I'm on the 86th floor balcony, warm early summer Atlanta wind in my hair. In my hand is a glass of fresh orange juice, no more champagne, for a very special reason. David, the man I met at a clean energy conference in Seattle last year, wraps his arms around me from behind. Lead engineer at a solar battery startup, curly hair, smile, warm as Georgia Sunday. We've been together 14 months, living together 6, and this morning the pregnancy test showed 2 pink lines. 6 weeks. A tiny new life growing inside me. David kisses my hair. You okay? 8-hour board meeting today. Better than okay, I smile, placing his hand on my still flat stomach. Down below, Atlanta glows. The new 42-story Redwall Security HQ in Midtown is lit up, giant red logo blazing on the crown, turned on just yesterday. To the left, the Youth Cyber Academy glows neon cyan with a beating heart made of code brackets. Is less than, is greater than. I look at the entire city, the city that once threw me out in a snowstorm, now lying at my feet. David murmurs, 20 months ago you stood here saying you'd never need them again. Still true. I rest my hand over his on my belly, feeling the miracle growing second by second. We don't need their approval anymore, I say, voice light as air but strong as steel. We never really did. The wind picks up, fluttering my silk shirt. I gaze toward the horizon, where the old Milton estate used to be, now owned by some tech billionaire. I smile, no bitterness left. 20 months ago I came back to watch them fall. 20 months later, I stand here building something new. Not an empire of revenge. An empire of healing, turning pain into power, ashes into classrooms, wounds into futures. I lean down, kiss David's hand, then whisper to the tiny life inside me, you will never have to prove you're worthy to anyone. Because mommy already did for both of us. Atlanta's lights twinkle below like silent congratulations. Old chapter closed. New chapter beginning, no shadows left. Only light. And a whole lot of code.